Hey everyone, it's Will from Will Brett Design. It's been a little while since I last did my videos on this YouTube channel. Today I wanted to start a new series and I wanted to do them live. So this is a live tutorial series and we're going to be designing a website together. You can contribute to this by asking questions in the comments or using the questions part of YouTube. And feel free to provide feedback or different ideas on how to do this. If you're watching this after the live stream and you're watching this just on YouTube, feel free to ask questions in the comments or suggest things for the next video. Definitely open to that. So what we are doing is we're going to be creating a NFT website, and we're going to be just creating this in Figma. So let me know what you think and let's get started. So what we're going to be doing first is creating an artboard. Actually, what I'm going to do is press A on my keyboard, and then over here we've got some sizes, and I'm just going to use the desktop. So the next thing we want to do is fill this artboard with a background, and I'm going to be doing, all I'm going to do for now is just add a generic color. So I'm just going to put this gray in there so that we can see the difference between the artboard and the background and something that's not white. So let's have a look. What we need to do is create a navigation. So let's do that now. So we want to create a button. Okay, that looks good to me. I'm going to use Roboto, semi-bold, and we're going to use a size of 18. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a auto layout, which is Shift A. There we go. Whoops. And I'm then going to give some padding. Going to give it 12 pixels. And then I'm going to come into here, set it to the center, and I'm just going to make it a bit bigger on the left and right. And then we're going to give it a fill. For now, we're just going to make it white. And we're going to make it round as well. So now we've got this nice button. We can create different states for this button quite easily. So if I just duplicate it a few times, actually let's rename it button first so we don't have to keep writing button. Then there we go, and then let's duplicate that. So we're going to have a default state, a hover state, just flip it around, and an active or selected state. So let's call it active. And then we can create some components from that. So we've created this component set. And let's just make them look different. So I'm going to remove the background from this one. I'm going to make the text white. This one, we can have it the same as active, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an effect, and I'm just going to put a medium drop shadow on it, and then that's going to be the active. And then if we prototype it quickly, that could be the hover state. So change to while hovering. That one can be on click. That's got a nice smart animate. And I'm just going to have that one go back just so we can deselect it. Cool, that all looks good. So if we pull that asset in now, so we've got, there we go, a button here. And we can see, go back to design, we can see the different states. So we've got our active state and we've got our hover state. So let's just put it as default. So the next thing we need to do is add this inside its own auto layout. So I'm going to press Shift A again. I'm going to put 0 on that, and I'm going to have them space 18, and it's going to be horizontal. So now when I add multiples of this button, you can see we have lots in a line there. And I'm going to make this top and center aligned. Then we're going to put it on the canvas there. And let's give that some padding. Let's give it 24 pixels. That looks pretty good to me. And we're going to have that centered. Cool. There we go. So there's our navigation. So let's give that some. What else do we want? Let's have an about. Let's have a launch. And let's also have a contact. There we go. That's centered. So next thing is we need a logo here. So I'm just going to draw a rectangle for now. I'm going to make that 42 height. I'm just going to place that here, try and center align it. So what have we got? So add an auto layout. 24 as well. So that's 24, that's 24. Height, we've got a 90 and we've got a 93. So that's 25. Better. And then we're going to have a sign up button over here. So we're going to copy one of these buttons over here. Let's have the active state. And then I'm going to detach it because we're going to make it as a separate thing. So we're going to have a sign up button. And then this one's going to be the default. And then we're going to have a hover and an active. So same as before, just different style. That one's hover. So at active, we're going to change the color. Let's make it blue for now. White text. This we're going to add an effect. So we're going to have that drop shadow again. That all looks pretty good to me. So let's create a component set again. And then we do our prototyping. So I did Shift E to go to prototyping as a shortcut. I'm going to do that to on hover. That one is an on click, and that one is an on click. Cool. So we bring in our sign up button here. Add another auto layout. This auto layout, actually, we need to change a bit. So it needs, oh no, that one's correct. It's left aligned to the top, perfect. So this one, we need to do the opposite. We want it right aligned and right aligned to the top. And again, we want 24 pixels. No. Which I think should have space in it. Okay, so we've got the basics of our navigation here. This logo is just placeholder for now because I haven't created anything. So let's make this a little more interesting. What can we do? Well, we could possibly add some extra icons into here. So in the form of a chevron, so we could have drop-down menu perhaps on some. So if I just bring my little pen tool here and just quickly draw a freeform chevron there, whoops, and escape that, make that 2 pixels feels right. So just go back to 2. And then let's make that 5. No, 10 by 5. Oh, forgive me. And we're looking at the font here. It's got nice sharp corners, so we're going to leave this sharp because we could look at changing it. So we've got curves on that join there. We could look at doing end caps, so nice and round. But I think that the default looks best, yeah, because it matches the font. Okay, so I'm just going to cut that and go into my button here and paste it directly in. And if we look at the button itself, it's got padding of 10, so we can make that 8. 8 probably looks a little bit better. And then we just need to make that white to match the font. Put it in here as well. So that 8 again. And we need to make it black to match the font. And same here. So now we'll notice that everything here is a drop down, but we actually only want features to have a drop down. So I'm just going to go through all of these and hide the vector. There we go. So you can see now we've got the ability to toggle on and off the chevron if we want it. Cool. So next we're going to make this background a little bit more interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and load a plugin called Mesh Gradients. Now you can easily get this Mesh Gradients plugin from the Figma community. So you just click home and go to Figma community. I actually really like this color pattern here already. So I'm going to generate that and not do any changes. And I've now got this nice PNG, which I can resize to my frame. And we want this to go right at the back as it's the background. So I want it to scale with the frame. Cool. So then we've got this nice background. We've got our menu navigation, and we just need to add a logo at some point. Let's have a quick preview of this. Okay, so full screen. You can see on our hover, we've got the different states because we added those into the actual components themselves. And that's a bit too subtle. It is actually doing stuff, but it's a bit too subtle, so we probably want to fix that. Whereas that hover is much more obvious. But we can fix that at a later date. So next we want to add this image that you might have seen I accidentally showed an earlier mock-up. There we go. I'm just going to pull this one in that I got from Envato Elements or Envato Elements. And I'm just going to pull this into here. And that looks pretty good. So this NFT website is really coming together now. So we're going to add some big block text here. What should we call it? What should we put in this text? New NFT drop coming soon. Left align that. White. We're going to make it huge. It's probably a bit big. So let's tweak that down to, yeah, that looks pretty good. We're going to adjust the line height a bit to 90%, feels good. And semi-bold doesn't feel strong enough. Let's go extra bold, italic. Do we want the italic? Do we want just extra bold? What about black? Black feels the best here. Just might need to scale this image down a little bit. Cool. Then let's add some placeholder text. Just going to use some Lorem Ipsum. I'm just loading a Lorem Ipsum website, and I'm just going to copy. That much will probably do. So we want this to be our body text, so it needs to be, we'll make it medium for now. 24. So as you can see, the text is really compact here, which isn't ideal. And we've also got our caps lock on. Our uppercase, we don't want any kind of letter case settings applied here, so let's put it there. And we probably want to make this 120% so it's readable. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Just so we don't forget to do this logo at a later date, I'm just going to make it white so it stands out better. So I think all we want to add here now is a CTA, like a primary CTA, because this feels like a good place to have it in the hero section. So let's do that. So we're going to do it the same way we created these buttons, where we're going to add some text to begin with. What should we write? Yeah, let's make it a sign up. Okay. And what do we want? Let's go with a white stroke. Make it 2 pixels, is that enough? I think so. No, let's make it a bit bolder. 4 pixels, yeah, that's much nicer. And I'm going to center it, but I'm going to add a bit more padding on the sides. $14 doesn't feel like a good number. Let's make this 18. Slightly spread out. In fact, there, we might even want to make that 24. So if you noticed, I'm doing trying to stick to the same numbers, so it looks quite good. Okay. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. We could potentially add a gradient into this stroke here. I think maybe we'll save that for another day. What fill effects can we do? Whoops. Definitely don't want to drop shadow. It's not really anything to blur, so I'm going to leave the effects for now and just go with that. So that's looking pretty good. Obviously, we haven't created any different states, like no hover states or anything for the sign up button. But I think we can probably come back to that in the next video. So if you want to let me know what you want to see in the next video, do you want to see me create a logo, or shall we just pull in a logo from online? We could add in a drop-down menu into the navigation here. We could add some more areas here, perhaps different sections of the website we could focus on, and each one could have its own video. Maybe we could have a carousel here, some cool effects. Maybe we can even look at bringing Lottie into Figma, so Lottie animations. That'd be quite cool. If you want to see how to create Lottie animations in another video, more than happy to do that. You would need to have After Effects, and well, that's pretty much it. That's Figma and After Effects is probably all we'd need, or alternatively, you could use Illustrator. Yeah, I think we're going to leave it here for today. Let me know in the comments below what you would like to see next time. Feel free to provide some feedback. If you could please like and subscribe this video, share it with your friends, that'd be massive help. That'll help grow this channel. I'm aiming to get to 500 subscribers as soon as possible. That's the goal of the channel. So the more people that subscribe, the more content I'll probably be putting out, because it becomes more worthwhile at that point. So yeah, thanks for watching today. Let me know in the comments what you want to see next, and I will see you next time.